Hello, Musto0063 back for part 12 of Mega Man and Bass, the final part of this Let's Play. Last time I cleared King Stage 2, that was a hell of a stage, and yeah, this video is going to be just about as long as the previous one, because Wily 1, or King 3, however you want to think about it, is equally long and, in places, just as annoying. But before we actually get to the stage proper, with Mega Man, I went back to the shop to buy the Super Recover ability, which means that if Mega Man stands still, then he can re-heal. It takes a while, so I will show it off very briefly once, just to show you how long it does take, and then I'll speed it up, thanks to the fact that I'm playing on a ROM version of this game. And with the final stage, you might be thinking boss rush time, and you'd be right, but unlike most Mega Man games, we have a sort of Mega Man 1, or perhaps more appropriately, Mega Man X style stage, where we don't just have a teleporter room where you refight all the bosses again, you encounter all the Robot Masters going through the natural course of the stage. So, first up, right from the start, is Cold Man, and of course since it's boss rush time, I'm going to be showing off Robot Master weaknesses. So for Cold Man, whip out Dynamo's Lightning Bolt. It basically just stuns him in place. You can pretty much just lather, rinse, repeat on this. I actually equipped the use less weapon energy on Mega Man, so I would have enough to be able to defeat Cold Man. It does a decent amount of damage, and as you can clearly see, it just stuns him, so he doesn't really get to do anything. Again, when he gets down to about a third health, he will try and summon the Mist Cloud, but if you keep spamming the Lightning Bolt, then Cold Man just basically gets stunned in place right at the edge of the screen and cannot do a thing. Of course, I thought, oh, why not conserve one Lightning Bolt? So I whipped out Mega Buster and hit him with the final hit, but oh well. Anyway, that brings us to, as I said, a natural kind of stage that we're actually going to have to go through some platforming and such. So it's very Mega Man X style. Yeah, we have them reappearing, disappearing blocks right off the bat. And you might notice, if you pay close attention to the block just below the ladder, it doesn't always spawn. So on one cycle through, you will get this block that appears below the ladder. On another cycle, you won't. So make sure you go on a cycle where that block is going to appear under the ladder. Or, yeah, with Mega Man, at least you're liable to be stuffed. And we have another reappearing, disappearing block screen here. It's not too bad when you know the pattern, but still, there are spikes underneath, so never my favourite thing having to do reappearing, disappearing blocks when you've got spikes underneath you. Final screen, as you can see here before a boss gate, we've just got a Cloud Mist, which I recommend taking out as soon as you possibly can, and a giant rhino that basically always just seems to shoot its horn at you. So yeah, just shoot at it when you can, jump over the horn, lather, rinse, and repeat. Second up is Astro Man, and he is weak to Magic Man's Magic Card. And you can fire it, of course, because Astro Man is an aerial Robot Master, it's always helpful to being able to fire the Magic Card up. I don't actually tend to do an awful lot of that, just because it tends to stick, and I always tend to like miss with it. So you'll see me maybe one or two times try and shoot it up, but most of the times I'm just shooting it horizontally, just because it seems to be the easiest thing to do. When it hits Astro Man, he basically just gets stunned in place. It's particularly good during this attack as well, because normally I hate trying to slide in quick succession, especially when I'm playing with a keyboard. But here, when Astro Man gets stunned, you get a little bit of a break in between. So yeah, Magic Card does a really nice job of just stunning Astro Man in place. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get hit horribly and makes horrible screw-ups, but oh well. And I don't know why, but for some reason during this Let's Play, when I was going through this game, I thought, oh, I'll just stop using Magic Card now and switch back to using the Mega Buster, and uncharged Mega Buster shots as well. I don't quite know what on earth I was thinking here. I could understand maybe that if, yeah, I switched back to Magic Card and took an extra hit for my trouble. That would still be right for being an idiot. Yeah, I have no idea why I did that. It didn't enable me to get the super cool go through the door while shooting and jumping mid-air and facing backwards, so if nothing else I got to do that. But yeah, I have no idea what I was thinking. I do not know why I switched out from Magic Card and used the Mega Buster, and uncharged shots as well. I know he was doing the attack where it's easy to hit him, but no idea at all. Anyway, that little section, get out that ice wall. You're going to need that to be able to push the to be able to get over those spikes. And now you see the reason why, or one of the reasons why I saved Lightning Bolt. I wanted to use Lightning Bolt on this screen to clear those enemies, because with Mega Man they can be a pain in the neck to clear, particularly those electric barriers, and indeed that Met down there, which is incredibly hard to get by. Anyway, third Robot Master, and it's Dynamo Man, and he's weak to Astro Man's Copy Vision. Now, You may notice that, or if you're paying attention to all other Robot Masters, the weapon weakness seems to do a good job of stunning the Robot Master. With Dynamo Man, that's not the case. So what Copy Vision does do is that it actually means the attacks he does. So when he shoots out the kind of the energy spheres, or indeed surrounds himself with these ones, they all kind of like go off circling Dynamo Man, and don't aim at you. They aim actually at the copy, which is really good. I screwed up horribly here, unfortunately, by having the blasted him go up to the top of the screen while he was in the middle of a move, and I missed my jump. So yay! Look how much freaking health he's got back. Oh dear me. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of annoying that Copy Vision here actually just doesn't stun Dynamo Man. He can still do all his attacks basically. So whereas other Robot Masters, you can pretty much just avoid moves and such like that, but I say not here, unfortunately. He will just keep doing all of his attacks, and you have to dodge them. So the one good thing is most of his attacks actually kind of home in onto the copy, not you. So that's something at least. But yeah, him not being stunned is kind of annoying. And yeah, refilling health halfway through the battle, always annoying. Particularly if he's in the middle of a solid move at the time, because it makes it really hard to take out the bloody health generator and avoid taking damage. Anyway, enough about Dynamo Man. Next part of the level, and yeah, we're underwater, so it should be pretty obvious who we're going after next. Since I took a hell of a beating from Dynamo Man and didn't get any other health, I thought, right, well, I'll equip the get extra weapon energy boost or health boost from picking up weapons. So yeah, there we go. And yeah, just equipping the reduced damage, because Pirate Man is a pain in the neck. And a sort of weird weapon that you think. It's Burner Man's Wave Burner. And again, it doesn't actually really stun Burner Man. It does when he's in a bubble, so it will kind of like just pop him out of his bubble really quickly, so it does a kind of good job there. But underwater, as we saw when we were removing or getting a mine out of the way in Pirate Man stage, it sort of has a different effect. But yeah, it's still a very, very weird weapon weakness, using a flame or a fire weapon against an underwater or water-based Robot Master. But anyway, it does a reasonable job of taking him out, if, unfortunately, again, it doesn't stun Pirate Man. I might have messed up earlier and said that pretty much all Robot Masters other than Dynamo Man get stunned. Yeah, Pirate Man doesn't seem to also as well. You might argue me on a technicality on Burner Man as well when we come to him. I'll just talk about that when we come to it. But yeah, for the most part, the Robot Masters do get stunned, but unfortunately, again, as with Pirate Man, not quite the case. So he keeps doing those friggin' remote mines, which are a pain in the neck to avoid. Don't do what I did there and try and slide under those spikes. Not insta kill, obviously, to get those weapon pickups or health pickups. Use Magic Card, for goodness sake. That's what Magic Card's designed for. But anyway, yeah, out of the water and a kind of a tower climb section. So yeah, I obviously wanted to grab that health since I was pretty low on it, thanks to having messed up on all these spikes. And at the top of the tower is our next Robot Master. So yeah, just deciding here which weapon energy I want to replenish. And we'll go take out the 5th Robot Master, eventually, after I've selected reduced damage. Again, Robot Master that's usually a pain in the neck, so the ability that I equip on Mega Man is usually a good indicator of which Robot Masters I find to be annoying, or ones that I think are going to take a lot of damage on. Anyway, 5th up was Burner Man, and he is weak to Cold Man's Ice Wall. So you shoot the Ice Wall and it knocks Burner Man into the spikes. The really annoying bit about this is because Burner Man has a slightly longer stage, you actually have to follow the ice wall and watch it get hit on the spikes, otherwise the hit doesn't count. Okay, the initial ice wall attack might actually do some damage, but unless you follow the ice wall and actually see Burner Man go onto the spikes, that last hit does not count. Really flipping annoying, and usually, unfortunately, you have to like push the ice wall into him when he's doing his wave burner attack, so you end up taking damage from it as well. It's just another annoying weakness for an incredibly annoying Robot Master. Burner Man, what a pain in the neck. And speaking of pain in the neck, it's Sissy Roll again, back from Magic Man stage. So yeah, wonder who we're going to have at the bottom of this area. The reason he's really freaking annoying here is more to do with the Game Boy Advance version, in the sense that he jumps up so high, and sometimes you can't see where he's going to jump. So if, for instance, here, I have no idea where he was going to land there, because his jump arc was off the screen. So yeah, it's kind of a good idea to try and keep him, or not try and be so low so that you can keep track of where he's going. There is lots of health, at least here, and weapon energy pickups, so I should at least say that. But yeah, here again, no idea where he's going to land. So yeah, it can be a bit annoying to get through this section unscathed. Less so on the SNES version because you can actually see where the hell he's going to land. But like for instance here, I have no idea where he's going to go, so kind of lucked out a bit here. No idea really where he's going to land there either. But yeah, I'm just fumbling around really here. Trying my best to guess where he's going to go, trying my best to dodge, but yeah, not terribly straightforward. But anyway, once we get through that, and by the way, there are spikes on the bottom left-hand side there. So when you get down to the bottom area of that, you go to the right-hand side, or yeah, you will land on spikes. Not fun. Here is Magic Man, and he is weak to Tengu blades. Yeah, Tengu Man's Tengu blade. Sorry, messed up the weapon get there. So yeah, same idea really. Just get close to him, dodge his attack. Either it'll be one of those energy spheres that shoots out, or indeed a magic card. Obviously, if it's an energy sphere, just jump over it once and slash away at him. If it's a magic card, I'd recommend jumping back over the magic card and then slashing away. But yeah, once you get into a rhythm, I find Magic Man pretty easy anyway, and of course, he's much easier when you're using Robot Master weapon weakness against him. And invisible flaws, or holes in the floor. Why? And of course it drops you straight down on enemies. On an enemy as well. It's one of the worst placements there. There's another hole, by the way, toward the right-hand side of that area. So that's why I was jumping again toward the left-hand side. Ugh, invisible flaws, just so not needed. Right, 7th up, Ground Man, and he is weak to Remote Mine, or Pirate Man's Remote Mine. So basically the good thing about this is you attach the remote mine to Ground Man, and basically whenever he tries to go off screen, either drill into the top of the screen or dive down to the bottom of the screen and jump and pop up, he will take a hit. So yeah, he tried to drill down there. He tried to drill down there as well. Basically, whenever he tries to go off the screen, the remote mine will detonate. You can detonate it early, but I just tend to like it letting it stick around on Ground Man and let his own movements and everything actually do the damage for me. So I do like that one particularly where he goes to the top of the screen. So that brings us to the pretty much the last area of this stage. It's kind of annoying because it's got lots of enemies that are particularly annoying to hit. Mega Man being able to shoot through walls is a big help, admittedly. I didn't feel like taking a chance on this jump, by the way, so I'm sure you can make it, but Ice Wall I thought was going to be the safer option there. But yeah, some of these enemies, like the enemies that drop goo, and this enemy here, which you can't really kill with regular pellets because they go over its head, and you've got Sniper Joe down there at the bottom. I mean, admittedly, if you've got any lightning bolts left or any other weapons that do kind of long range, then that's probably a good idea. But yeah, anyway, I might as well just take 2 hits while getting to the final Robot Master. Why the hell not? Who is Tengu Man, and he is weak to Ground Man's Spread Drill. So if you can get into a rhythm with this, which I clearly can't, or I actually don't, you can just kind of pummel away here. But yeah, and just kind of basically just rinse, repeat that pattern. But yeah, I got into a terrible pattern or a terrible position where every time I did it, or a couple of times I did it, he was like hovering right over me. So he's just landed right on me, and then my spread drills kept missing, and yeah, not a good fight that. But anyway, he's pretty easy with spread drill, and it's a good thing I killed him there because I normally ran out. That was not a good fight at all. But yeah, oh well. And and that's all a Robot Master's done, by the way. So yeah, we are pretty much done with the stage. We have the final boss to come, and I've equipped the auto health generator, so you can see pretty much just stand still, and that health bar will replenish. So I'll let it go up a little bit just so you can see how long this would take in real time. But of course, I won't make you sit here and watch all that. Thanks to the fact that I'm playing on a ROM, I can just speed the process up. So yeah. It's incredibly annoying if you're actually playing that on the console version, particularly if you've got low health and you find yourself with no lives. Admittedly, it's a nice option to have, but it just takes a freaking age.
Darn that king! How dare he disobey his maker! It is a good thing that Mega Man took care of him for me. And now I have regained control of my laboratory castle. Time to get back to my plan of world domination again. But first, I will personally eliminate Mega Man. Are you ready to be eliminated, Mega Man?
So, we have a 2-stage final boss. This is his first form. It's okay for the most part. So he shoots out missiles. He also shoots out, or he also does this dash attack where he kind of goes up the wall. With Mega Man, just slide under him. You have to kind of have to do it a few times in succession, but it's not too bad. The move I really hate is the one pretty much he seems to do always after that, is where he shoots like these energy projectiles, because they are so freaking hard to avoid with Mega Man. They just are. They go in the worst possible places. He also shoots out this that spike wheel you could kind of see on his bottom. Sometimes it goes right along the floor, sometimes it will bounce along the floor. It can be kind of difficult to avoid. Just kind of hang around to the left hand side of the screen and you should be okay. Now we have the Wily capsule, and I'm not going to show off his weakness at the moment because I think charged Mega Buster shots is actually a good way to go. So basically jump up and hit him in the dome. So yes, you've got to hit him in the bloody dome again. So if he's too high up, you won't be able to hit him. And he does all these different spread eagle attacks. Sometimes he shoots out this one way where the, kind of, the bullets go round in a kind of a spread pattern, and you have to kind of get between them. He also shoots out this sort of Mega Man 7 final boss type final attack, where he's got 4 projectiles and they home in really quick on you. They don't do like a 3-stage movement, but you want to get out of the way of them. Probably the worst one that I find is when he does the sort of like bomb attack, because they sort of seem to home in on you, and they always just seem incredibly hard to avoid. The other ones you can tend to like slide out of the way of them and such. Although I don't have too much of a problem with it, but yeah. Of course, if you do find yourself in trouble, get out Eddie. This is the one I just hate. I've never seen him able to dodge those very well at all. But if you find yourself in a pinch, get out Eddie. Yeah, he should be able to get you some health. In theory, at least anyway. I tend to have terrible luck, and he tends to give me big health, small health. Big weapon energy, small health, weapon energy. It's terrible. I have the worst luck with that final boss as well. And of course, because you've got no E-tanks, that is pretty much your only way of healing. I'm not going to go through all the dialogue there. I'll leave you to read it. This Mega Man gets like a scene for about 2 minutes, or the credits only last about 2 minutes for Mega Man. So what I thought I'd do in these 2 minutes is just talk about the Mega Man style kind of playthrough of the game. I think all things considered, given the 2 different characters, Mega Man and Bass, I still probably prefer playing through this game with Mega Man, even though I don't know if I tend to find it harder ultimately with Mega Man or Bass. Most people would probably find this easy with Bass, thanks to the fact that he can get a Super Buster upgrade, which really freaking helps, a double jump, a dash, and get through levels a lot easier. But for me personally, levels never really the things that are going to trip me up too much in a Mega Man game. If there's anything that's really going to trip me up, particularly given my sort of perfect style want for these games, bosses are going to be kind of like the real thing that kind of excites me, and the kind of things that I want, that I kind of want to test my wits against. So for me, you have a much easier time, I feel at least, with bosses playing as Mega Man. So yeah, the charge shot ability, the fact that he can slide, and the slide is really useful actually for a lot of bosses, just to be able to get out of attacks that otherwise that actually Bass can't do just by dashing. And I think just because, again, playing as Mega Man it's very familiar with me, or familiar to me, playing, having played through all the rest of the series. So personally, I would probably prefer Mega Man over Bass. I'll talk about Bass a bit more and all his abilities and what I think of them during the Bass kind of credits. But yeah, I tend to probably still prefer playing through this game with Mega Man over Bass. Yeah, that's Mega Man's little cutscene, basically where its king seems to be revealed to be still alive and in contact with Mega Man, wishing him good luck. And yeah, there's a counter for your CDs at the end of the game telling you how many you got. And of course, I was trying to go through the game having not collected any, so I could collect them all at the end. Obviously, it was a bit sort of messed up from a time point of view, but yeah. 1 CD, thanks to my colossal mess up on Astro Man stage, collecting the 1 CD I did not mean to do first time around, and somehow found that I couldn't erase the progress I'd already made. So yeah, there's 1 CD. Wonderful. So that, of course, was Mega Man's playthrough of the final stage. So let's go do the whole rigmarole again with Bass. And since actually using Robot Master weaknesses would be effectively the exact same thing that you've just watched, I am going to not use Robot Master weaknesses for any of these bosses, and I'm actually going to just use Bass as he is normally. Of course, he has now got the Super Buster, so what I thought I would do is to kind of show off pretty much how much easier the bosses now become when you have the Super Buster. It obviously deals double the damage, so before where a Buster Shot would have taken, or Bass Buster Shot, sorry, would have taken, I think, only like 1 health away from Robot Masters. Now it takes 2, so yeah, all the Robot Masters go down pretty much twice as quickly. The level is a little bit easier with Bass as well, since I can just dash and double jump and have a nice little fun time of things. So yeah. But yeah, so I thought I would just kind of rather than do all the just show off the Robot Master weaknesses again, because you've already seen that. Frankly, now that I've played it with Mega Man, it wouldn't really add anything new. I know I've obviously fought all these Robot Masters with base, with just the base Buster, but I think having the Super Buster adds a little bit extra just to kind of show off how much easier they are. And the countdown, by the way, didn't appear on either Mega Man's or Base's playthrough here, or on this final level anyway. It didn't on Mega Man when I was going through the stage normally. It did for Base, but yeah, the 3, 2, 1 countdown did not show up on the recording on the final stage for either Mega Man or Base. Don't really know what controls that. So, as for Astro Man, because you can shoot upwards, he tends to probably be have a little bit of an easier time. I'd say now, definitely, given you've got the Super Buster, that Astro Man would be a little bit easier, since Base can shoot upwards. He still wants to be a colossal pain in the neck, though, and just dive bomb at me. Right in the corner, and you know, where I've got nowhere to go. And he actually looks like he's got quite a lot of health here, but I had a sneak look over at the health bar actually when I was playing this through, and I noticed that he had 10, or I counted that he had 10 left. And since I knew he was going to do that attack where he dived ball, it went straight down vertically 5 times, and that the Base Buster now would do 2 damage. I actually calculated beforehand that he was dead as soon as he did that move. I actually calculated that the Base Buster was going to do all the damage that it needed to. Once again, use Lightning Bolt, because why the hell not? It's just a lot quicker. And by the way, that screen, the previous screen where I had to use Ice Wall with Mega Man, of course, with Base's double jump and dash ability, you can just get over it. It might be, if you're a little nervous about it, which I can understand, because it's a giant spike pit and you might not know exactly how far you have to go. Obviously, you can still use Ice Wall with Base, but yeah, I knew exactly how far away or how close the platform was, so yeah, it wasn't too hard to judge. And here's me again, actually, for some reason, managing to time out the Lightning Bolt attack for Dynamo with Base, but not with Mega Man. I don't know why I had so much trouble doing it with Mega Man, but not as Base. Absolutely no idea. At this point in time, I thought, right, okay, he's going to heal next hit I get on him, so let's not do that while he's doing a move. Of course, what I can do with Base is just completely mess up aiming vertically upwards, or mess up the position where I'll actually be able to take out the health generator. Fortunately, the Super Base Buster did a pretty good job of shredding the health generator, so we didn't get back too much. But yeah, I could have done a better job with that, and it would have looked even more impressive. But instead of the clumsy set that it did. And of course, very, very low on health again, and I don't quite have the gain extra health for Base, so yeah, just kind of praying that... Well, I do have it, sorry, apologies. I assumed I hadn't bought that, but yeah, I did buy it. Okay, wow. The danger of not watching through your video before you attempt to do a commentary on it. So here's Pirate Man once again. So this is the 4th Robot Master of the bunch, or at least at this stage anyway. And yeah, the Super Base Buster does a pretty nice job of taking out the bubble a lot quicker, so that's nice. Certainly you don't want him to use the bubble, particularly when the water is low, or he'll stop bounding around the room. It's slightly more lenient with Base because he has a double jump and you can kind of get out of the way of it a bit nicer, but still, take it out as soon as you see it, really. And yeah, thanks to the Super Buster's extra damage, you'll find that you'll be able to take that out a lot nicer. Of course, Base's double jump does come in handy on this area as well. Don't have to pull off quite so many intricate jumps with Mega Man. Just about avoided getting got by that penguin there. I did actually remember that there was health up there at the top. Having obviously played through this game with Mega Man just previously as well. So yeah, I was. Knew there was going to be some health up there, which is excellent, because I knew that I was going to be facing a Robot Master that I didn't particularly like. Burner Man. I know I've got the upgrade, but yeah, depending on what moves he wants to do, he can still be a pain in the backside. Dive bombing is nice. Also is the attack where he kind of shoots the kind of the grenade bomb. I want to say, yeah, that thing, whatever the hell that thing's supposed to be called. Because it means he doesn't do the wave burner thing constantly. Although I still managed to make an absolute pig's ear of that. That move is far easier to dodge than the one where he does it repeatedly. But yeah, I got my timing completely wrong there, and yeah, just tried to jump over him when when he was doing the attack. Just pretty dreadful. And I almost jumped the gun there with the platform coming out to go over the spikes. So, yeah. I think I don't think I was concerned at any point in time, but yeah, it was cut a bit close. And again, of course, we have this nonsense with Sissy Roll again. Probably more annoying with Bass than Mega Man, simply because Bass can't slide. I know he can dash, but still, you feel like you've got a little more wiggle room. Although what I'm trying to do here with Bass is jump up, kind of further up the screen, so that I can just get an idea about where he's going to bloody land. But he always seems to like corner me at the worst possible time, and yeah. Don't like this section. I honestly don't. It's okay in Magic Man's stage, but this section just seems to go on, or it does go on for a lot longer. And yeah, thanks to the terrible GBA version, not being able to see where the hell, the top of the screen, it's a pain in the neck to see where bloody Sissy Roll's going to land. Anyway, that brings us to Magic Man. And same strategy as before. Of course, get up close to him and whack him with the Bass Buster. I repeat what I said, do not try and hit him when you're far away from him. He will do an attack which I did not want to show off at all, because it's just a pain in the neck to avoid. But he'll kind of like shoot up, he'll jump up and shoot kind of like the energy sphere kind of down to the ground. It usually splits apart and leaves enemies on the screen, either rompers or pippy birds. So yeah, just get your hits in when he's close, and if you can get into a rhythm here where you dodge either his little energy projectiles, or indeed you dodge the magic card, it's yeah, it's really not too bad. I could have taken a short. Well, maybe I couldn't actually. That's way too high up. But this area does become a lot easier, simply because Bass can double jump. If I did happen to fall down the hole, I probably could have demonstrated that, frankly, and actually shown off where the holes were. Obviously, you saw where one of them was in the Mega Man playthrough, but oh well. I could have actually shown off where the second one was. But of course, with that Bass's double jump, you can just yeah, not have to worry so much about the holes in the floor. Of course, Bass still ends. Ground. Blimey, getting confused with Road Masters. Ground ends up being still a reasonably long fight, because he can obviously burrow into the ground or indeed the ceiling and get out of reach. And I avoided the spread drill unbelievably. I mean, it was a kind one there. It went into an area where or a height that I could easily dodge it, and I messed up this. I messed up this bit where he goes into a tank. It just landed on him. So unbelievable. The one time I dodged the spread drill, possibly the only time during this entire Let's Play I dodged it, I went and got hit to the sodding easiest one to avoid, the tank move. Ugh. Now this area becomes a little bit more problematic with Bass, at least in taking out enemies, simply because he can't shoot through walls, so you have to be a little bit cleverer with with how you take them all out, and yeah, particularly when you've got enemies firing at you off screen that you can't even see, so yeah. His shooting every which way direction does have some advantages there. I messed up horribly on that Sniper Joe there, on the Mega Man, but yeah, with Bass I could just shoot diagonally down and take care of him rather nicely. Doesn't excuse all the terrible mess-ups I made on the rest of that area, but oh well. And of course, last but not least, on Robot Master's front is Tengu Man, and yeah, probably one of the slightly easier ones with Bass, or so slightly, one of the much easier ones I suppose with Bass. Simply because he can shoot upwards, but yeah, the again, Super Bass Buster now does double damage, so yeah, the fight tends to go by a lot quicker. But again, with Bass's double jump, not only can with Bass's double jump and dash, that the one attack that I really don't perhaps like trying to avoid with Mega Man is that one where he goes to the ground and does that. So yeah, it's quite difficult to avoid with Mega Man, but with Bass it's just so much easier. So there we go, all 8 Robot Masters done, and that just leaves Bass. Wow, that just leaves Dr. Wily once again. Forgive me, I had no idea why I was mucking around thinking which item I wanted to equip to Bass there. Not a clue.
Darn that king! How dare he disobey his maker! That junk has been dealt with thanks to you. Now I'll put a restraining bolt on you before you go out of control. Once this is installed, everything will be under control.
You pretended to be assaulted by King in order to have me take care of him. I will destroy you for using me.
What impudence! Are you trying to disobey your maker? I'll show you who is boss.
So, same fight, a little bit trickier, I'd actually say, with Base, because of this bloody attack where he dashes across the screen. Admittedly, he does go further back to the right and avoiding those projectiles, which is the move I complained about a lot with Mega Man. But unfortunately, now that he can't slide, by the way, he also does this attack, yeah, that attack that you saw there, where he'll kind of like try to charge a laser, shoot the mouth there and prevent him from doing that. You do not want to get hit by that laser. But unfortunately, whereas you could just slide under his dash attack before with Mega Man, Base, you've got to time it really well and jump and double jump over to the left-hand side when he comes down to the ground. It's really annoying to time. I never quite know exactly when he's going to, like, charge across the screen. So yeah, I do find that kind of annoying. And I'm just going to show off the Base Buster here first off. Yeah, dodge that move, yay! A little bit easier with Base to dodge that, admittedly, since he has a dash and a double jump, and you can kind of lure them a bit further. But I wouldn't say the other moves are necessarily any easier to dodge with Base. But yeah, I thought I would show off, thanks for that, Wily, that was terrific. I thought I would show off the Super Base Buster and how much damage that seems to do to Wily. It doesn't do as much as charged shots, so yeah. Don't know if you were expecting that. The fight clearly didn't go very well from the start, so yeah, I kind of felt like, to be honest, at that point, the reason I didn't pull out the weapons is I didn't want to have any danger of running out. I knew I'd done pretty terrible in the first phase, and indeed the second phase had started terribly, so I didn't want to waste the weapon. And to be honest, I was going to try and use the Base Buster at some point just to show it off, but yeah, since I died and had an absolutely terrible fight, then yeah, that served its purpose in itself. So yeah, this time I actually will use the proper weakness. By the way, this phase is technically weak to Pirate Man's remote mine. It'll also do a pretty good job of destroying the cannon if he tries to, or the laser if he tries to charge that. So yeah, remote mine will actually do a decent job on Wily Phase 1. But for Wily Phase 2, his weakness is actually Magic Man's magic card. So yeah, this time the first phase went a little bit better. I was a bit more confident that I'd actually be able to take him out this time. So yeah, basically just jump up and shoot Wily in the dome again. If he's off screen, unfortunately, it might be a bit of a pain in the neck. But with Base's double jump, you can actually get obviously more hits in. Or Wily has fewer cycles necessarily where you'll have to do dodging, because with Mega Man, if Wily was up that high, then yeah, you're not really going to be able to attack him. With Base, of course, you can double jump up that high and hit him. So yeah, all swings and roundabouts. I've been sort of saying that phrase all the way through this game. This game is very much swings and roundabouts in terms of who your preferred character will be, whether you like having a harder time on levels or bosses and such like that. So yeah, both characters have their good and bad points, or their strengths and weaknesses. Wily's weakness is definitely magic card for the second phase. As you can see there, I probably didn't worry about the weapon usage since I killed Wily there, and or at least defeated him. So I didn't kill him. I defeated him and yeah, barely used any. So I probably didn't have to worry so much about the weapon energy. Base gets a slightly longer cutscene, or an ending anyway. It's about 3 minutes compared to 2 minutes. Mega Man's is all about him returning home to a hero's welcome, and King, when being sent a letter from King, basically saying that he's apparently still alive. Base's one is more about kind of confronting Wily about why on earth he went through this whole rigmarole about making King, setting Base after King. What on earth is he doing? Wily's justification is that he was trying to make Base stronger. He wants Base and King sort of combined together to create a super robot, and that for some reason Base hadn't been able to take out Mega Man. So yeah, he wants to make some kind of super uber robot that will be able to do that. But then Proto Man kind of comes in and destroys the plans for King Mark II. Wily sort of commands Base to take out Proto Man, but Base just lets Base is kind of either still annoyed with Wily or something Proto Man says to him kind of gets to him. So yeah, he just lets Proto Man get away. That's kind of the story. So yeah, in the remaining length of this video, or at least for this bit, I will talk about Base as a playthrough. So yeah, he's a fun character to control. He's not what I'm used to, so I do tend to have a slightly harder time with it. His dash is fun, his double jump is fun, it makes getting through the levels really good. Some of the stuff you struggle to get through with Mega Man, you're like, oh my god, this is so much easier with Base, it's unbelievable. Tengu Man stage in particular, King 2 stage, and even some of King 3 or Wily 1. It's just, you can't. I mean, you almost just kind of like internally chuckle to yourself at just how easy sometimes, or how much quicker you can do it with bass than with Mega Man. But yeah, his bass buster is of being able to shoot in every which direction is a nice kind of extra kind of style for play. But yeah, call me the traditionalist, but it's just something about Mega Man and his Mega Buster and just the standard kind of way of playing the game that I tend to like. I would certainly recommend, by the way, obviously I was going through the Robot Masters just kind of bare bones based, but for goodness sake, if you're playing this kind of normally, because this is a hard game, if you're not trying to do any kind of particular challenge or anything like that, as soon as you are able to go to the shop and get the Bass Buster, I think you have to have at least taken out either 3 or 5 Robot Masters before you can actually get that upgrade. But whenever the first opportunity you can get that upgrade, get it. For goodness sake, it just makes the game so much easier. It's not even funny how much easier the game is. Yeah, when you've got the Super Buster. But that's pretty much it, really. This would normally be the time where I would kind of like do a post bit on the game where I'd kind of like go through perfect runs and everything like that. So, but of course I've not done perfect runs on this game, so I shan't be doing that. I'm actually going to well, I'll preempt it a little bit, but I will be kind of just talking very briefly about the CDs and showing them off. So I'm not going to do all of them, absolutely not, because there's 100 to go through. I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but I'm basically just going to show off a few CDs after at the end here as the final part of this Let's Play, and we can kind of see what they're all about. So yeah, there's my one CD again. Yay! What a mess up on Astro Man stage that was. But the CDs kind of give you all information about previous or Robot Masters and other characters from the Mega Man universe, talking about their bios, if you will, and their good points, bad points, weaknesses, strengths, and such like that. Yeah, so actually, let me just put. I'll wait in here to see what these things. What of these things are. Yeah, good point, bad point, likes and dislikes. That's what I was trying to get at. But yeah, I'm only going to show off a couple, and yeah, this is what you basically get for all these CDs, with the 100 CDs that were scattered out through the game. So yeah, this is what's been collecting all the way through. Cutman likes haircuts. You'll tend to find that all these ones are very punny. Some of them just don't really make much sense, or they're incredibly poorly translated. But yeah, oh well, they're kind of like fun additions. So yeah, I'd if you can be bothered to go through the game and collect all the CDs, then yeah, why not, to provide a little bit of extra entertainment at the end of it all. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is all I really wanted to say on Mega Man and Bass. So yay. Of course, next up in the Mega Man Let's Plays will be Mega Man 9. That will be a little way off. It might even probably be till next year now. It might be my first project that I do next year. But yeah, I'm going to be returning back to the I Wanna Be series. I have a couple of, or I have one project that I'm really excited to get kind of kicked off, but I can't kind of start that yet. That should be coming very shortly, and I won't spoil what that is. But yeah, I'm just going to do a little kind of a gem of a game that I found very recently, which should just kind of plug that little gap in between the end of this Let's Play and actually being able to start up the next Let's Play. So yeah, look out for that. That should be starting up very shortly. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Collect all the CDs, everything's done, the game's completed, and that is Mega Man and Bass. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, hope to see you next time. Cheerio.